In this video, we're going to go over solving quadratic equations by graphing, and we're going to look at example 9 from the Unit 2 quadratic notes packet. So we're going to solve each of these equations by graphing using our graphing calculators. So right now, the first equation, it tells me 0 equals x plus 2 times x minus 1, and those are inside of parentheses. So I'm going to use my graphing calculator to graph this and get a rough sketch, and then figure out how to get the solutions from my graphing calculator. So on your graphing calculator, you hit y equals, and you're going to type in the equation part, which is x plus 2, parentheses x minus 1. And for y2, I'm going to put the value on the other side of the equal sign and make it 0. Then I'm going to hit graph. So I got a nice little graph there that I can sketch. To find the solutions of this graph, because that's what it's asking, I'm looking for where are the lines intersecting. So remember, our equations that we put in, here's my quadratic, that's what's giving me the parabola shape. And then I should have a line at 0. And in this case, remember our axis, the x-axis, is when y is equal to 0. So I'm looking at where these two lines are intersecting. So using your calculator, you can hit the second calculate button and go to intersect. And it's asking me for the first curve, so I can hit enter because it's currently on the parabola. And then it jumps to the second curve. So see how already the cursor moved to the y equals 0, the x-axis, hit enter, asks you to guess, you hit enter again. So one of the intersection points is at 1, 0 or x equals 1. We have to do this again because remember there's a symmetrical shape here, so there's on the parabola there's one answer, and then remember on the line of symmetry there's an answer on the other side. So I have to hit second, trace, intersect again. This time I'm going to move my cursor a little bit closer to the left, just near that other intersection point. I'm going to hit enter, it moves it to the second curve, I hit enter again, and then it guesses, and it tells me my next solution, -2, 0, or x equals -2. Each answer is acceptable. And in most cases, we're going to be looking at these answers where we say x equals. Alright, so let's try the next one. Here I have this equation, and I'm looking for the solutions. So I'm going to hit y equals, type in my equation, 2x squared minus 11x plus 12, and then 0 again because it happens to equal 0. Hit graph. So it looks like this one is happening over here somewhere. Okay, so before you're probably saying, well, why can't I just look at the graph and tell the intercepts? Here's the reason why, because in certain cases you're not going to be able to exactly tell me what that intercept is. So you need to use the calculator to help you in those cases. So again, to find the solutions to this one, there are two solutions, because remember that whole line of symmetry in the center going through the vertex. It gives you a symmetrical image on either side of the line of vertex, so there are 2 points for your answers. So I hit second, trace, and I go to intersect. Again, it's asking me to be on the first curve, and so I'm going to move my cursor near the intersection, which is the x-axis in this graph. Hit enter. Enter again because it moved to the second curve, and now it's guessing. So here it says x equals 1.5. Do it again, second, trace, intersect. And now I'm moving it to the other intersection point between the x-axis and the graph. Enter, enter, enter. I get x equals 4. So there are two solutions that give you 0 as an answer to this problem.